Okay, good morning everyone. So today we will be discussing to you about the concept of an ellipse. Okay, so here are the following objectives that we need to discuss for the concept of an ellipse. So the first one is we will be able to know the center of an ellipse. Say for instance, so we have two different variations that we are going to discuss about the center of an ellipse. So the first one is we will be able to discuss the center of an ellipse, saying the center is at HK, meaning the HK is can be found at any quadrant of an ellipse. Oh no, any quadrant from the x and the y plane to make it the center of an ellipse. And the second variation is we will be talking about the center of an ellipse with the origin. Say what if it the origin is located at 0, 0. The second objective is we will be also learning the foci of an ellipse. And we all know that the foci of an ellipse is composed of the two coordinates, and the foci of an ellipse can be found at the major axis, not in the minor axis. If we cannot find the foci on the given axis, so definitely or basically that is not our major axis. Perhaps that is our minor axis. The third one is we will be also discussing about the major axis and its major vertices. Take note that take note that the major vertices is composed of two coordinates, and and the major vertices can be found at the major axis, of course. The fourth objective that we're going to discuss is about the minor axis and its minor vertices. Again, for the minor vertices, we have two coordinates from there, and the minor vertices can be found at the minor axis, of course. The fifth objective that we're going to tackle is how to plot points of an ellipse. And the last one is you will be able also to know the eccentricity of an ellipse. Take note that the eccentricity of an ellipse is the measure of how nearly circular the ellipse. So sa ato pa kung kinsay duol sa so and we all know that the formula of an eccentricity is E is just equal to C over A. And what does it mean about the eccentricity? The eccentricity of an ellipse is the measure of how nearly circular the ellipse. Meaning to say, since the formula is E is just equal to C over A, and we all know that C is the foci of an ellipse. So therefore, kung kinsay pinakaduol sa center class, automatically that is if kung ang foci is very near to the center of an ellipse class, automatically ang graph sa ellipse is very elongated. Perhaps if the foci is not not meaning far away from the center of an ellipse class, automatically kanina ay pag far away from the center class, automatically the figure of an ellipse is elongated. Perhaps if our foci of an ellipse is nearly on the center of an ellipse class, automatically it will form a circle, approaches to circle. So let's proceed. So here is the figure of an ellipse. This is the yellow color, and this is represented by a figure of an ellipse. So an ellipse is a set of points in a plane whose distances from two fixed points is said to be constant. Okay, so here is now the figure of an ellipse, and it is reflected to the x and y plane. So here is now our first focus of an ellipse. The F1 represented by our first focus, and the F2 is represented by our second focus. And take note that the two foci can be found lying on the major axis. So therefore, from this illustration class or from this figure class, we all know that our major axis is the x-axis, of course, because we in the in the in the x-axis we can find the two foci and the major vertices there. So from this class, the concept of an ellipse is saying that we can find, oh no, say for instance, this is this is the illustration of an ellipse, and an ellipse is composed of plenty of points. So say for instance, if we can say point to 2 points, say what if point P and point Q, so the distance from the first focus going to this point class, say what if P, this is our first point on the ellipse, and plus the distance from the first focus going to the point P class is just equal to the distance from the first focus, this one, the first focus going to the second point on the ellipse plus the second focus going to this point. And that is the concept of an ellipse class. Equal gina siya all the time. From the focus going to the any points on the ellipse. Equal na siya, and that is under the theorem of an ellipse. So, dili na tayo makigalis ana class. Mm-mm. Equal man gid siya class kung atong taking the sum of this one, oh this is the distance from F1 to P. Equivalent pa din na siya ani from F2 to Q, di ba? Mm-mm. Makaingon gid ta ko atong taking the sum of this one kana and taking the sum of this one. The distance is always equivalent. Mhm. So, okay. What are the definition of the foci? So the foci, that is actually the two fixed points, say F1 and F2, and we all know that F1 and F2 are two coordinates, and that would be represented by our foci class, whose the distances from a single point on the ellipse is constant. So as what I have told you earlier, class, that the distance from from the focus going to the point plus point going to the second focus is always constant. And what is the major axis? The major axis, that is the line that contains the foci and goes through the center of the ellipse. So from this figure class, we all know that our major axis is the x-axis because we can find there the two foci. Mhm. And okay. So what are the vertices? So the what are the vertices of the major axis? The vertices of the major axis, that is actually the 2 points of the intersection of the ellipse and the major axis V1 and the V2. Take note that V1 and V2 are the coordinates, are the vertices or the coordinates class. And we all know that the major axis can be found always always on the major axis class. Mm-mm. So here is our vertices. This is our V2. This is the second vertex under the major axis, which is the x-axis, and this is our first vertex, and it has a coordinates of negative a0, and it is also can be found at the major axis. Take note that a small a is represented by the major axis. Mm. The vertex of the major axis. And P, and C is represented, wala pa tayo nag-discuss sa B, no? And C is represented by the coordinates, the coordinates of our two foci. And B is represented by, unsa man siya, ato pangitaon. So here is the definition of a minor axis class. The minor axis, that is the line that is perpendicular to the major axis and goes through the center of the ellipse. This is perpendicular in the sense that if we will be talking about perpendicular line class, it creates a right angle. So kanawa tanawa, this is a right angle because we all know that it is stated that the minor axis is perpendicular to the major axis, meaning to say it will form a right triangle class. Okay. This is our right triangle, and in a right triangle we all know that a right triangle, the one angle there is a 90-degree angle. Kani, this is a 90-degree angle because this is a perpendicular line. And take note that the vertices of the minor axis, the coordinates there is represented by B. Again, A is represented by the vertices of our major axis, and B is represented by the vertices of our minor axis, and C is represented. Okay, sure, Amper, you have a question. You're raising your hand. Kasi pangutanan mo lang ga. Hello, Miss Amper, why you are raising your hand? Okay, ay natuplok ra. Okay. So again, V is represented by the vertices of our minor axis class. Okay. Okay, kindly answer the question. This is our first question, class. What is the variable which is represented by the vertices of our major axis class? Major axis. What is the variable? The major, okay, very good. Juana Halmas, okay, that is A. A, small a, not big A, because small a is the vertices class, not the big A class. Okay, very good. I will give 10 points for her. Okay, what variable, the second question is what variable is represented by the vertices of a minor axis class? Okay, very good. It's small letter P. And last one, it is, dili na ta mag-question kasi because automatically, therefore, the C there is, the C is represented by the coordinates of the two foci. So let's proceed. Okay, so here, from the ellipse also class, we are able to learn also the different formulas. So we have four different formulas. Two of the formulas, two of the formulas of an ellipse is the center is at HK, and another two is the center of another two formulas is can be found at the origin, which is in the 0, 0. From here, class, the x squared over a squared plus, this is our standard form equation of an ellipse. Take note, ha? Can you take note, class? The x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared is just equal to 1. So, mhm, before we proceed, before we proceed, class, we will have to read the definition of the first concept of the first formula. Okay, an equation of the ellipse with center at 0, 0, foci at negative C0 and C0. So we have, because we have two foci there and two coordinates. And the vertices, we have also two vertices class, the major vertices. Because this is represented by A. The two vertices are the following: the negative A comma 0 and A comma 0. And again, this is now our standard form equation of an ellipse. Center is at 0, 0. So where A is just should always be greater than B, and should always be greater than 0, of course. And B squared is just equal to A squared minus C squared in order for us to know what is the value for our C. Because A and B are already given. So by the power of this, no, by the power of this formula class, we are able to get the value of C. And C is represented, the small c is represented by our foci class. So here is the figure for our ellipse center at 0, 0, and the major axis is the x-axis class. Okay, so we have 7 points that we need to consider in order to plot the points in order to plot the points of an ellipse. So we have 7 points. So the first point is of course the center, the center class, and now um, and the second, the third points are the following: the major two vertices class, the V1 and the V2, and it is represented by the coordinates of negative 8, comma 0 and A comma 0. And another two coordinates, we have the foci, and it is represented by the small letter C. And we all know that the no, this is no class. Take note that the foci is not the center. Take note, ha? The foci is not the median or the center of between the center and the major vertex class. Dili na siya, ha, not necessary nga makit-an si foci sa sulod ni vertex, ni major vertex og ni center. It will follow that the center, the distance from the first vertex going to the origin is always constant, nga kuan siya midpoint. No. Mhm. Lahi-lahi na siya. Lahi-lahi na siya og kuan distance class. Mm. Pero most probably, nagit po'y time nga ang center niya is can be found, the foci is the center of the vertex and the center class. Okay, Jen Emmanuel Igar, what is your question?
Ang foci, sir, constant na siya sa x-axis, sir.
No, no. Mm-mm. No. In the from this formula class, kani nga formula, since our major axis is under A, tanawa, this is since our major axis is along the x-axis, because atong pangitaon niha perminti gid ni nato i-focus, perminti nato i-consider si A, perminti nato i-consider si A. If is A is under x variable class, automatically our major axis is the x-axis, and we all know that if that is the nakita niyo ang cursor, no? Okay. So again, if our A is under x-axis class, automatically our major axis is along the x-axis, and we all know that in the major axis class, we can find the foci. Pero kung ang A nato is under the y variable, automatically the foci can be found along the y-axis. Naipangutana, ana? Mhm. Naipangutana? Wala. Mhm. Dili perminti nga si foci naagi na siya along the y-axis, along the x-axis. Pwede na siya mabali-bali class. Mm. So let's proceed for the second formula. Okay, so here is our the standard form equation of an ellipse. So equation of an ellipse center at 0, 0. The major axis is along the y-axis class. From the previous slide, the major axis is along the x-axis. From here, class, our major axis is along the y-axis. Take note on that because we can find there the foci. So let's read the definition for the second formula. So an equation of the ellipse with center at 0, 0, foci at 0, comma negative c, and 0, comma c, and the vertices is at 0, comma negative a, and 0, comma a, is x squared over b squared plus the y squared over a squared is just equal to 1, where a should always be greater than b and greater than 0, and b squared is just equal to a squared minus c squared, in order for us to know how to compute the foci of the given ellipse. Okay, from this formula, class, so kani the foci is transformed. So the two foci can be found now along the y-axis. Katong kaga sa previous nga slide, class, ang atong foci, the two foci can be found along the x-axis, class. Pero kani nga formula, this is another formula, class. Why is it, this is another question, why is it that the foci can be found along the y-axis? Because, ano man, why is it that the two foci are reflected along the y-axis? Okay, very good. Because A is under y-axis. Because A is under y-axis. That is the kuan. That is the correct answer for that. Why is if the question is why is it that the two foci are reflected along the y-axis? It's because A there, mm, because A is under the y-axis, and we all know that if that is under the y-axis, class, oh no, therefore our major axis is y-axis. If our A is reflected along the x-axis class. No, if our foci, rather, if our foci are reflected along the x-axis class automatically, because our A value is under the x-axis. Ayaw magkalibog. So, example class. So example number one. So find the vertices for the major and the minor axis and the foci using the following equation of an ellipse. So as what I have told you, that is axis because it is plural, the major and the minor axis are concerned from the problem class. Okay. So here is the given equation, excuse me. The x squared over 25 plus y squared over 9 is just equal to 1, and that equation is said to be an ellipse. This is an ellipse. So the first question, class, what is our major axis? Mhm. Okay, our major axis is along the x-axis. Mhm. Okay, very good. Okay, along the x-axis. So what is the kuan? What is the mm, So okay na, because 25, because 25 is greater than 9, and we all know that A there is 25 because it is greater than 9. Mhm. So therefore our major axis is along the x-axis, class. So what are the vertices of the major axis? That we all know that our A there is, what is our A, class, gani? Masa gani atong A from that problem? 25. Okay, very good. Clean. I will give 10 points for clean. Okay, so our A there is, no, not necessarily the A. Not necessarily the A. The 25 there is the A squared. Okay, the A squared. The 25 there is the A squared, rather, because the standard form equation of an ellipse is always squared gonna raised to 2. So here is our A squared. So our A squared is just equal to 25. Yeah, taking the square root. So therefore our A is positive and negative 5. Okay. Since our major axis is along the x-axis, class, so what are the coordinates? Mm. What are the coordinates of the vertices? Okay, very good, Angel. Negative 50 and 50. Dili na siya magkabaylo-baylo, ha? Because kung ato siyang i-interchange ang coordinates, the order of the coordinates, class, if we will change that one, since the correct response for the vertices from this problem is 50, negative 50 and 50. If you are going to interchange that one, nahimo siyang 0, 5 and 0, negative 5. So definitely 0, 5 and negative 50 cannot be found along the x-axis but can be found along the y-axis. Kaya nagun naman si 0, class. Tapos it should be 50, negative 5, comma 0 and 5, comma 0 because our major axis is along the x-axis. Okay, how about our b, class? How about our b squared? What is the value of our b squared? 9. Okay, very good. I will give you 10 points. Sana kauna. Okay, our b squared is equal to 9. So therefore, what is our b? What is our b? 3, Samantha. Okay, very good. So, the vertices of the minor axis is b squared is equal to 9. B is just a positive and negative 3. What are the coordinates? What are the coordinates of the minor axis? Okay, very good, Alaika. 0, 3, and 0, negative 3. Okay. Okay, why is it, Alaika, kindly turn on your microphone, please. Why is it that your coordinates, the why is it that your coordinates are 0, negative 3, and 0, 3? Ngano nag-una man si 0?
Because
Kindly give
based,
your thoughts.
yes sir, based on our ano ganina sir sa graph kay si x nato kay naano siya na plot sa 0. Then while atong b kay kuan kay nakuan sa 3 kay ang 9 kung imong i-square root kay makuan siya plus negative 3.
Unya,
Ang
why is
kulang
it
siya sa minor, sir.
ha? Oh, the
No,
question is why is it that your coordinates are 0 oh no 0 3 and 0 -3 nganong dili man ka -3 0 and 3 0 nga naguna man
naplat
si 0.
naplat man siya sa minor vertex, sir.
Okay, why is it that why is it that you stated that it is under the minor axis? Why is it?
Kay si 9 kay na-under man siya sa y squared.
Okay, very good. And 9 is less than 25. Di
Yes, sir.
ba?
And
And
0,
na
sir.
okay. Okay, very good. Because 9 is less than 25 automatically if the number is less than to a number class automatically that is said to be our minor axis. So therefore our coordinates are the following: 0 3 and 0 -3. Ayaw mo kalibog ana. So how to get since we have already our A and B there. So unsa tong kulang class? Nakakita naman ta og center. Nakakita naman ta because we will be going to plot the foci very good. Okay, the foci magid na. Si John Alves na nakauna. Okay. Ang atong concern ani ha kay dapat makita nato si center. Kay ni take note class. Makita nato si center, makita nato si major vertices. So meaning duha. Okay, atong ilistabi para di ko pa gumalibog. Okay, so how many points? How many points? So one point for the center. The second one is 2 points for the major vertices. The third one is the 2 points for the minor. Okay, 2 points for the minor and another two for the foci. So definitely, all in all, 7 points ha. 7 points. Kaganiharata na kuan na. Okay, how to? The question is how to determine the foci. What is the formula on how to know the foci? The foci of an ellipse. What is the formula? It is always constant. It is always constant, huh? What is the formula on how to get the foci, class? The foci of an ellipse. The c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. Okay, very good, Fiona. Okay, very good. So I will give 10 points for Fiona. Okay, class. It is always consistent. Not really the Pythagorean theorem, huh? This is not the Pythagorean theorem because it is stated under the Pythagorean theorem that c squared is just equal to a squared plus man to. Oo. Under the Pythagorean theorem, that is c squared is just equal to a squared plus b squared. But under the concept of an ellipse, the c squared is just equal to a squared minus. That is minus b squared. Okay, since how? Okay, class. So let's proceed. So our foci is c squared is just equal to a squared minus b squared. So what is the value of our foci, class? What is the value of our foci? 16. Kizea Mitchao answered 16. Okay, ato ko tanawon ba? Why is it that it is 16? Because 25 minus 9, it will give 16. Unya, what are the coordinates, class? Since that is c squared, that is c squared. How c squared is not represented by our foci. The c there. Therefore, the final answer is what is the value of our c? C only. C is just equal to 4. Okay, very good, Rooney boy. So therefore, our C is 4. What are the coordinates? What are the coordinates? Can you give the coordinates? What are the coordinates of our two foci? 0 4 0 4. Nganong 0 4 man? Tingali 0 4. Basin og negative 4 0 and 4 0. Okay. Okay, kay ni nganong negative 40 og 40 man kuan. Actually nakaunahan ni kay si wait. Okay, why is it that your answer is negative 40 and 40? Christian Lion. Mhm. Why? Can you give your thoughts? Asa man si Christian? Okay, class nganong okay, wala man si Christian. Okay, Clint. Why is it Clint?
Sir,
Okay,
because
Clint.
kwan sir,
Okay.
the foci is in the major point and the major I located in a major point and the major point is in Y-axis, sir.
Major, not the major point, but the major axis. The major axis
Ay,
is a
major axis, sir.
line
Sir, sorry,
and
sir.
axis, not the point, no? Unsa ganito? Ngano gani? Nganong ang answer din is negative 40 and
Kwan, sir,
40 because
the major axis, sir, is located at Y-axis, sir, and the foci, sir, is located in the
major
foci is
axis
can be
is
found in the
located
major axis, sir.
major axis, and our major axis from this problem is along
X-axis, sir.
y or x. Okay, kaganyan kay yung makag-y. Okay, since our very good Clint. Okay, since our major axis is along the x-axis automatically, and we all know that the foci, the two foci can be found at the major along the major axis automatically. So our coordinates are the following: negative 40 and negative 40 and 40. Okay, very good. So how to plot the points, class? Ato nang i-plot, class. Kani. So kana, that is our two major vertices because that is along the x-axis, class. So kani. Okay, the distance from the center. Okay, the distance from the center going to the first vertex of the major vertices, class is pila man? Pila gani? 5 units, no? That is 5 units. Okay, 5 ba niyo na? 5. This is 5 units. So kana, basta imo nang ikuan gikan from the center, going to kana vertex, class, kana first vertex, 5 units na, class. Gikan po sa center, paingon po sa picas, class, 5 units po na, class. Okay, so sunod. Okay, what is this? Mhm. See, this is since these points are located along the y-axis, definitely these two vertices are the vertices of the minor axis, class. Oo. What is the unit? Unit niya, class 4, no? 4 units. That is 4 units away from the center going to the kuan minor vertex, class. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 gina siya. How about the foci? That is 3 units, no? So 3 units. So it can be found the two foci kana can be found kana. mm, that is 3 units away from the center, left or right, no? Since our major axis is along the x-axis. So therefore, this is 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 units. So, okay. Okay ka na. So, i-connect sa to una, no? The vertices, it should be connected from from the major vertex going to the first minor vertex going to the second major axis going to the second minor axis connected. Yeah, these are the following two foci. That is, which is 3 units, no? 3 units, no? Oh no, 4 units dahil na, class. Baliktad itong ako kaganiya. Because our foci, tanawa tong foci. Our foci is 4 units, na 4 man siya. So 4 units. Kana 1, kana 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mhm. Atong minor di ay, class. Pila atong minor gani? Atong minor is 3 units. So, dapat 3 ni. 1, 2, 3. Agoy, nanubra siya. Atong nalibog ko. Nakita ninyo, class? Wala. Nakita ninyo, wala. Nanubra, no? Nanubrag isa. Nanubra, wala. Hello? Nanubra siya, wala. Nanubrag isa, no? Dapat, kuan lang siya. Okay, dapat 3 units lang ang minor. Nanubra dahil siya. Dapat 3 units lang mo kalibog, ha? It should be located 3 units above. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, dili rapod siya. Ano ba siya isa? Sige lang, at least kabalo na mo. So, another example. Kani, class. So another example. This is find the vertices for the major and the minor axis and the foci using the following equation of an ellipse, class. So this is 4x squared plus 9y. Balik sa ato, B, kay para di mo malibog pag ang HK nato is not on the origin, class. Okay. What is the equation of your major axis, class? No, ang pinakauna nga pangutana. Again, from problem number 1, class. What is our major axis? It is along, sa ganito, along x-axis. Okay. Okay. Second question, class. What is now the equation of our major vertex? Equation. Mm. If I will be asking the equation of the major vertex, what is the equation? It should be kung kana man siya kana o kani nga line, di ba? Mo may atong mo di ba ni? So therefore, this is unsa man? Mhm. What is our equation? Major axis, major equation. Equation of our major axis. X minus 0 squared, no? Mhm. No. But unsa the I class? So the major axis, the equation of our major axis is y equals 0. Mhm. Sir, nga nung y equals 0 man, sir? Mhm. Nagkatanawa, class. Tanawa ha, inyo nang saitan ginin ninyo ha, kamo gawas pa ni sa exam nato, class, o. Our major axis is along the x-axis. Take note on that. But the question there is, what is the equation? Kani, therefore, the equation is y equals 0. Nga naman, dili pa nila to siya makita. It's because our center is 0, 0, 0, 0. What if ang atong kuan, ang atong center is not 0, 0 but 0, 1. So what if kani atong kuan, kani. So pahigda siya. Ana siya pahigda. So unsa man ni nga line, class ang center niya kana? Unsa ni nga line? This is y equals 0. Nakasinabot ta wala. Nakasinabot ta wala. Nasabtan ninyo, class, wala. Nasabtan ninyo, wala. Naipangutana ato, di pa maginin siya mailahan kay ang ato maging center is at 0, 0 at the origin, class. O basta kung atong major axis is along the x-axis, therefore the equation of our major axis is y equals 0. Pabaliktad siya. Sige ra, ato ra nang maagian pag ang center nato is not at the origin. Kay kung ato lagi siyang i-ato sa pikas, ang makita nito nga point is y. Not really the 0. Sige na, makita na to pag ang our HK is not at the origin. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, so find the vertices for the major and the minor axis and the fossa using the following equation of an ellipse, class. So this is not the standard form equation but the general form. So man na to, class. Divide both sides by pila man to make it 1. Divide both sides by pila man. Can you comment? Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, 36. Divide both sides by 36, class. So divide both sides by 36, it will give. Okay, kana na. So 36 divide by 36, it will give 1. Nga kani 4 divide by 36 and 9 over 36. So therefore, this will be ato man i-simplify. 4 divides by 36, it will give x squared over 9 and plus y squared over 4. Kaya i-simplify man na. What is 4 over 36? That is 1 over 9. What is 9 over 36? That is 1 over 4. First question. What is our major axis? The major axis is along. Major, what is our major axis? Along the x-axis. Okay, very good. Mo na ha. Pag pangutan na gani, what is our major axis? That is along. Pag equation, nice equation ha. So, okay. So our major axis is along the x-axis since 9 is greater than 4. So and 9 there is our unsa man ni ato a squared. So the major vertices is along the x-axis. The vertices of the major axis a squared is just equal to 9. So therefore, what is the value of our a? 3. Okay, very good, Kathleen. Okay. So what are the coordinates? Since our major axis is along the y-axis. Oh no, along the x-axis. What are the coordinates? What are the coordinates? Coordinates, ha? Akong gipangita. Negative 30 and 30. Okay, very good. Kana. What is our minor axis? What is our minor? What is our minor? Paminaw mo sa equation, okay. That is along the y-axis. Okay, very good. Mhm. So the vertices of the minor axis, and we all know that the minor axis is represented by b squared. B, not really the b squared, but always b na lang na siya. Pero since our formula is b squared class, therefore b squared is just equal to 4. So sa matong b class, the b is 2. Okay, what are the coordinates? What are the coordinates? Okay, very good, Miguel. Ivan Bunghanoy. It is 0, 2 because and 0, negative 2 because this is under this is along the y-axis. Okay, how to compute the foci class? What is the formula? Formula for our foci. Foci na to class. Pila tong foci? C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. Okay, very good. Okay. So what is our C value? Pila na itong C class? 36, no? 9 minus 4? Pila man na? 5. Okay. Unya, taking the square root pa man. Not really 5. C squared is equal to 5. See, mhm, I am asking for the C. Ayo pagikuan. Okay, very good. Ayo pag i-decimal. That is square root of 5. Very good, Ivan. Okay, our C is square root of 5. So what are the coordinates? What are the coordinates? What are the coordinates of the foci? Take note that our foci can be found under along the x-axis. Kaya naman dito si Major. Oy, Fiona, kulang tingali. Tingali, not 5. Ganong, diba? Okay, so the two foci, ay sorry sir, kulang paghapon Francie, kay wala man kay 0. Okay, so kana Aliyah, very good. The negative the negative of the square root of 5 0 comma 0 and the square root of 5 comma 0. Okay, that is the foci. Okay, how to plot. Okay, so here is our kuan major. Kani pinakauna kani major na ha, major ni along the x-axis class, that is 3 units. Ihap ko na ba 1 2 3 okay, 3 units left and right. Unya the minor, what is the minor? That is 2 units, no, so dapat 2 units na ni siya. So ato ko na ihapon ba nawala ng cursor. Okay, this is 2 units dapat ni siya up. Up and down 1 2. Okay, very good na ni nga kuan nga graph. Okay. So how about the foci? The foci can be found along the x-axis. Okay. Kana. Last question, class. What is the equation? What is the equation of our major axis? The equation. Since our, okay, very good. Y equals 0. Very good, class. Y equals 0. So dito mo focus na ani kay okay na ta ani kani kay square root magid o. Ato ni ikuan sa nalambi. Find the equation of an ellipse. Okay, find the equation of an ellipse given a vertex of 0 12. And a focus of 0 comma negative 2 square root of 11. Graph the ellipse. Okay, find the equation of an ellipse given a vertex of 0 12. Take note that 0 12. Tanawa. I know, tanawa, class. Since our foci class, tanawa, again, na-open man ako noon. Tanawan ninyo ang problem class, very crucial class. Since our foci 0 comma negative 2 square root of 11, asa man ni siya makita, class? Along the x-axis or along the y-axis? Along y, di ba? Along y ni no? Okay, this is along y kay 0 12 man. Therefore, our major axis is along y-axis, class. Kani siya 0 12. Kinsa man ni? Si minor vertices or si major vertices? Si minor ni or si major? This is major. Nganong major man igar? Why is it that this is major? Can you turn
Mas
on your
dako man siya, sir.
microphone?
man
Ha?
siya value
Di
sa
tingali? No, wa pa man ta nag wala pa man ta dili wala pa man ta kita kung kisid mas dako kay wala man gihatag.
kayang unsa yung question sir?
Oh, ang pangutana is why is it that you point out that 012 is our major vertex, our can be found at the major axis class o kani 012. Okay. Ano man, ngano nakaingon man ka nga makita siya sa under kuan y axis ngano makaingon man ka because
Sa kami
okay
siya
dyan
sa
ups
Kuan sir, sa focus.
pasasin
Kaya
yung
kung
tubag.
ang focus kay naka-underline siya sa y-axis, edi mong major axis is also in the y-axis, sir.
Okay, very good. Oh, pasasin yung tubag ha. Kaya unsa nang 12 na kadiyot lang gid class ato gini ikuan ato sa gini i-discuss ang ellipse. Okay, wala ba ta ka-discuss last week? Okay, since our first focus is lies under kung ano, lies on the y-axis automatically, since kani nga kuan, kani siya nga coordinates, kani makita man ni siya sa y-axis kas because naguna man si 0, automatically this is under the major axis. And this coordinate is our first major vertex. So definitely our A is 12, no, 'di ba? Our A is 12. Mhm. So the vertices of the major axis so 0 12 and 0 negative 12. Kana. Tingnan mo wala na ipangutana nino nganong major ni siya. Tikitungod aning foci. Kay di ba nag-ingon man tangad always gina mag-uban si foci ug si major axis major vertices under the major axis. Kana. So okay. So the vertices of the minor axis unsa man na pagpangita class by the use of kadtong c squared is equal to a squared minus b squared. Since our a is positive and negative 12 kana, our a ha, therefore our a squared is 144. Naipangutana ni 144? Wala no, let's proceed kay 12 times 12 to the 2, that is 12 times 12, that is 144. Since our C class, tanawang C na to classes, our C is negative 2 square root of 11. Kana. So what would be our C squared? What would be our C squared class? Mao na. Pila atong C squared?
44,
What is
sir.
our C squared? Nganong 44 man dyan, Alps?
Kuan sir, ibalik nimo ang 2 sa square root, sir. So 2 squared is 4. Multiply nimo sa 11. Dayon pag i-square
Okay,
din nimo ang both sides, ma 44 na lang dayon mabilin.
okay, very good. Okay, kay ato man ning ikuan i-square man ni nato tanan, tanawa. The quantity of 2 square root of 11 is squared. Okay. Since ma-extract man siya kay nag-uban man si square og si 2 siya una, pero katong 2 dito ana pa na siya 2 times 2. That is 2 times 2, that is 4. Ya kay nawala naman si radical sign. So 4 times 11 it would give us 44. So c squared is 44. Okay, by the use of the kuan katong c squared is just equal to a squared minus b squared class, automatically we can know the value of p, and is represented by the vertex of our minor axis. So kana kani nganong naipangutana ng b squared is just equal to a squared minus c squared class. Giderive ra na ha. Giderive ra na siya class. Gikan sa c squared is just equal to a squared minus b squared. Giderive siya. It will fall to that. So, same ra na siya. Okay, since the concern of this problem is the vertices of the minor axis. Okay, so 144 minus 44, so it will give b squared is just equal to 100. So our b is just equal to 10. Okay, what are the coordinates? Unsa coordinates? What are the coordinates? What are the coordinates, class? Hello. What are the coordinates of our minor vertices? Wala may naningog. Okay, negative 10, 0, and 10, 0. Okay, Ronnie Boy, kindly turn on your microphone. Why, man? Why is it that it is negative 10, 0 and 10, 0? Ngano nag-una man sa negative 10?
Kaya ang major axis sir kay naman sa Y nga axis niya. So ang minor axis nasa X axis.
Ang atong minor axis is okay, very good. Since our minor axis is along the y-axis, class, automatically, since our B is represented by the vertices along the x-axis, class, automatically the coordinates of our B is the coordinates are negative 10, 0 and 10, 0. So walay pangutana ana. So let's graph. Let's plot the points. So unsa naman ang atong kuan class kaning before plotting the points, class, unsa naman ang atong what I mean atong equation, the final equation. What would be our final equation, class? That is the final standard form equation of an ellipse sa kaninga problem. Pila naman? No, standard form. Standard form.
Sir, x squared over 100 plus sa pang y
Plus?
squared over 144 is equal to 1.
Okay, very good. So x squared over 100, no, x squared over 100, kani over 100 na siya, class, because our b squared is 100, di ba? Plus the y squared over 144 because our a squared is 144 is just equal to 1. Okay, very good. How to plot the points? Okay. What is our the major axis is along the y-axis. So our first the first two vertices, the first two major vertices are kuan kanino? Pila ka units, class? Ang A na to kay 12 units. 12 units. So ato kunong ihapon kung 12 bagid ni. 1 ambot 1 2 3 4 5 6. So tag 2 kuan na, class, every kuano every grade kana every grade corresponds to 2 points. 2 points na sa tatag. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Basta 12 na. Okay. So, our minor axis is kuan kanang 10 units, no, from the center going to the minor coordinate, no, minor axis, no, minor vertices. So, that is 10 units. So, dapat tag-duha daw every kuan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, sakto, class. Okay, the foci, kana ang foci kana siya. Since our foci is kuan siya 2 square root of 11 and negative 2 square root of 11 kana. Okay. Ang pang last question, class, what is the equation of our major axis? What is the equation of our major axis? Y equals 0. No. But x equals 0. Okay, very good. It's x equals 0. Dili pa ni nato siya makita. It's because our center is at the origin 0, 0. Kaya kung i-move lagi ni nato, class, kung move ta diri akong move ta ika-isa, what if na diri ang center? Na diri ang center, dili ni center, ha? So unsa man ni nga point kani aray ni okay. Since kani ang atong kuano atong center, diri ta mag-center bi kani nga cursor, ha, kani, ha, paminaw mo. So mag-create po another nga points, class. This is our center. Unya ningon man ta nga atong major vertex, our major axis is along y-axis, class, kani. So asa man ni siya nga na fall under kani, so under x equals 0. X equals 0. Nakataon lang gyud. Oh, okay, very good. It's x equals 4. So kani nga kuan. Di ba nakuha ninyo ka? So, very good, Kathleen. It's x equals 4 kay diri ta ni kuan ni fall. Sa kani nga center. Since kani man itong center origin, so x equals 0. Ayaw mo kalibog, ana. Nakuha ninyo wala. Naipangutana wala. Okay, ha? Ayaw mo kalibog, ha? It's because our center is at the origin. So balik ko na kuha kay isa, ha, for the one last kuan. Since our center is at 0, 0, class, and our major axis is along y-axis, class, kani y-axis, so nag vertical siya, vertical. So therefore the equation of our major axis is x equals 0. Pero di pa nato siya makita. Basta x equals 0 na siya. Okay. Kung mag-move ta diri og 2 units kani what if mao ni atong kuan, atong center, this is 4 man ni kay tag 2 units every grid. So this is 4. This is 4 0. Oh, kabalo man ta nga atong major axis is along y axis kani nag-vertical dinhi So unsa man nga line? This line falls under x equals pila? 4. Okay. Ginana ra. Dili mo malibog ang gipangayo dito is kung ang gipangayo ni sir is the equation of the major axis. Ayaw mo kalibog. Okay, dirita. Okay, this is now the third and the fourth formula. And we all know that this is another variation of an ellipse that center is at HK. And we all know that HK is arbitrary and HK can be found at any points lying on the different quadrants. So, meaning to say, pwede siya makita, ang center sa atong ellipse can be found from quadrant 1. It can also be found at quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Okay. This is another variation of an ellipse, ha? The same magid gihapon ang concept niya, class. Okay, so let's deal with the problem. Kani nga problem. Okay. Tanawa. Find the center, vertices, and foci given the following equation of an ellipse. So here is now our equation, class, the standard form equation of an ellipse. The quantity of x minus 3 squared over 25 plus the quantity of y minus 9 squared over 9 is just equal to 1. First question, what is our center? 3, 9. Okay, very good, Jan Alps. Nganong 3, 9 man, Jan Alps? Nganong dili man 9, 9, 3? Okay, kindly give your thoughts. Kindly turn on your microphone. Why is
Yes,
it that
sir.
our center is 3, 9? Why is it that 3, 9, not 9, 3?
So una, tan-aw nato ning atong mga numerator which is si x minus 3 squared ug si y minus 9 squared. So ato ang x ani kay x minus 3 squared man siya. So mura siya og x minus h squared wherein si negative h ang ato ang x coordinate ug si negative y kay atong y coordinate. So i-negate na nato siya. So atong negative 3 mag-negate ta. So natay 3 nga x ug atong negative 9 negate nato napud tay 9 sa ato ang y coordinate. So natay center nga 3, 9.
Okay, it should be an ordered pair, ha? It should be ordered class, meaning to say maguna si 3 adisar si 9 because we all know that the 3 is located sa x na niya nga nga kuano nga saan nga numerical ko na the literal coefficient rather. This is 3 can be found under the x numeric literal coefficient rather. Again 3 is our h because it is found under the literal coefficient x. Okay. And we all know nga kung mangita tag coordinates as automatically the first member of the coordinates is the x component and the second member is the y component. So ayun na mo katingala ng anong 3, 9 na siya. So our center is 3, 9. Okay, what is our major vertex? What is our major axis? Major axis along the x axis. Okay, very good, Rooney boy. Explain why. Paspasi.
Mas dako ang x nga sa a nga value kaysa sa b, sir.
Okay, very good. So since 25 is greater than 9, automatically our major axis is along the x-axis, class. Same concept. Sa katong 0, 0 ang atong origin. So kana, center is at 3, 9. Okay, the major axis is along the y equals 9. Okay, na baylo naman data. Okay, tanawa na baylo naman day ang kuan nato, class. Maotro gid sa major axis nga formula maotro gid siya, class. Sige ra ato ra na makita. Basta kabalot nga ang atong major axis is along the y axis pero the formula, the equation is y equals 9. Ngano man na unya na. Okay, so the vertices are the following. So we have the a squared is just equal to 25. So our a is equal to positive and negative 5. What are the coordinates? Coordinates, class. No, ha? Negative ay tama. Di ta magbuot-buot gyud. Di kita kabut-buot. Kay dili man siya center at 0, 0. Mag-ihap-ihap pa ta. Sa nga basta that is 5 units, no? That is 5 units. Di ba ta makakuha na ng 3? 3 minus 5, 9. And 3 plus 5, 9. Okay, very good. So it will give to negative 2, 9 and 8, 9. Okay. Kay dili pa kita makitaan ni class kay wala pa man siya graph. Pero atong actually makuha na gid siya masaytan. Kung maayo na gid kay ta mo solve aning ellipse. How about the vertices of the minor axis? So the vertices of the minor axis, the equation is x equals 3. Ma-imagine raw, imagine nun lagi. I-picture out gid siya. Okay. Okay, since our b squared is just equal to 9, so our b is positive and negative 3. And we all know that these vertices can be found along the horizontal line. Horizontal line ha, mo gamit lang horizontal line, not the along the x-axis kay ang center niya is not at the origin. Nakita man ni sa graph pod. Imagine na lang ninyo class. Okay. So the foci, same ang concept class. The c squared is just equal to a squared minus b squared. Therefore, our c squared is just equal to positive and negative 4. Yeah. Makita siya, uban gina siya ni major vertices. Kana. So negative 1, 9, and 7, 9. Ato i-graph. Okay. Wala man din ni grid, oh. Wala grid. So, see, basta ang atong center is 3, 9. So, what if this is our 3, 9 class? So, 1, 2, 3. Unya, ang atong kuan, atong paway pataas class, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, this is now our center. Tanawa. What is the equation of our kuan class? Our major axis? Since our major axis is katumantong kuan, no? Katong horizontal, no? Horizontal. So meaning kani, di ba? Mo man ni. Kay mo may dako. Si x man ang dako class. So therefore, what is our major axis? No, not y equals 0 clean. Di kakita y equals 0, but y equals no, dili. Y equals kinsa man ni? Kinsa na ni y equals 9. Very good. This is now our major axis class. Y equals 9. Kay horizontal man ta, kabalo man ta nga ang atong major axis is a horizontal line, not a vertical line. Horizontal na siya. So yung na siya class. Lahi ra siya sa pag-imagine nato sa major axis and the minor axis sa katong center at 0, 0. So mauna. So these are the following points. Kani since kuan man to 5 units man daw class kani, this is 39 man ni, no? 39 man ni. So ang back ka dito kay 5 units man, 3 plus 39 man na. So 3 plus 5, 8 na siya. So kani it will give 8, 9. It will give 8, 9. Kay mo na tong major vertex, first major vertex nya kani kay 39 man ni, magkuan ka ambak mo kag 5 units. Okay. So 3 minus 5, it will give negative 2. Negative 2, 9 na siya. Naipangutana ana, wala man tingali. Okay, how about sa minor? How about sa minor class? Sa minor. Sa sunod na itong klase, din na mag-ingon ani ng alas 11 ta magsugod. Sorry kaayo kay nagka-conflict magid kagahapon kay may activity. So sa minor na to class kani since our kuan class, our sana kung wala mo nagkaon, ako po nagkaon din niya, nagkamot na lang taan ni. Okay, since this is our center class and our minor axis kani minor na to, what is the equation of our minor axis class? Unsa ni siya nga line? Laban lang ta sir. Okay, yes. Okay, Captain, very good. This is x equals 3. Very good. This is x equals 3 class. Maayo na mo. Not really the y equals 0. Oo. Kay ang center nato is not really on the origin but can be found at HK 39. So therefore, our minor axis equation is x equals 3. Okay, very good. Okay, kay since our center is 39, pila man ang atong units from going to kuan kana diri nag-ingon man daw dito ang 3 units. So mag-iya kag 3 units class. 1 kani 39 man ni. So unsa ni nga kuan? 9 plus 3. 9 plus 3, this is 12. O this is 3, 12. Yeah. 9 minus 3, this is actually 3, 6. 13 dai clean? 12, oy. Oh, 12 lagi.
Sir, namali. Nag-split na namali.
O gani, gani. Okay ra, okay ra, okay ra. At least nagkasinabutan ninyong tanan. Nga, makita na to si Fossa din ano, kaysa kani nga major axis. The y equals 9. So asa makita si kuan, Fossa kana. Si Fossa pila to ka unit si Fossa gani class? Pila to ka unit si Fossa? Pila ka units katato na complete ka ganiha. 25 minus 4. Okay, very good. 4. 4 units ni siya actually. 4 units ni siya class kani 39 man eh. So mag-minus ka og kuan 3 plus 4, pila man na si 3 plus 4 plus 7. So 7 9. This one is 7 9. Kani 3 minus 4, this is negative 1, negative 1 9. Nay pangutana aning kuan center at HK wala. Kaya magpositik another na pag-example niya. Last na dayon. Naipangutana. Diri nga slide naipangutana ani. Hello. Pangutana na dayon kung na yung mga kuan. Na yung mga pangutana class. Mo proceed na ta? Nangawala man lagi mo. Hello, good noon.
Yes,
Okay
sir.
na, sir.
Proceed.
Okay, sige, proceed ta ha. Last slide na lang ni. Last slide. Okay. Find the center, the vertices of the major and the minor axis, and the fossa using the following equation of an ellipse. So we have 16x squared plus 4y squared plus 96x minus 8y plus 84 is just equal to 0. What unsa din nga? What kind of an equation is this? Is this a actually this is an ellipse pero ellipse with the general form. Okay, very good, clean. 10 points. Bright naman lagi kayo ni si clean. Okay. So proceed ta. So unsa man gani ni class? Same with the circle concept no nga i-group na to si x terms. Iuban na to sa x terms. Oh, correct. Himuon lang ginato pero lahi nga standard form. Lahi nga standard form. Okay. So this will become 16x squared plus 96x plus 4y squared minus 8y equals negative 84. Unya, so anda yun na. Kana. Kaning si 16 og si 96 na siya common which is 16. Kani si 4 og si y na siya common which is si 4. Okay. Unya, sunod kana. 6 divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 that is 3. 3 squared is just equal to 9. Unsa naman eh?
Ipangbalhin dahil na
Okay.
sir.
Okay na. Katong kuan completing the square class. Completing the square. Kani what is 1/2 of 6? What is 1/2 of 6 class? Pasok tayo. 10 points, 3. Okay, very good, Fiona. To the power of 3 times, 3 to raised to 2 pila man. 3 raised to 2. 3 raised to 2, that is 9. Okay, very good. So, dapat 9, didiri. Unya, kay kani si 9, kay to make the equation balance class, kay nag-factor man tawag 16. 16 times 9, pila si 16 times 9 class? 16 times 9, pila? 16 times 144. Oh. So, nagbutang punta, nag-plus putag 144 sa pikas to make the equation balance. Ayaw magkalibog ani. Adto ta sa y terms. See, okay, negative 2 man na. What is the half of negative 2? Half of negative 2, negative 1. Okay, very good, Samantha. 10 points for Samantha. Negative 1 raised to 2 pila man. Negative 1 raised to 2, 1. Okay, 1. Kunya kani kay namatay 4 sa gawas. 4 times 1, pila si 4 times 1? 4. Okay, ginagbutang putag 4 diri sa pikas ng equation to make the equation balance. Okay. So, proceed. So, nahimo siyang 16 over 16 times the quantity of x plus 3. Kani kung ato na siyang i-factor out, it will become x minus 3. Dili factor out. Kung ato siyang i-factor, kay kung factor out ta, kani atong i-factor out. Kana. Kung ato na siyang i-factor out, 16 ang atong factor. Kani, kung ato na siyang i-factor class, because this is factorable. This is a quadratic equation and it is factorable class. So it will
Buhat
give
na kami.
16 times, ha? Unsa, James? Unsa, James?
Sir?
So, abi na kog nakay pangutana. Okay, so this will be 16 times the quantity of x plus 3 squared plus 4 times y minus 1 squared because this kani siya factorable. Name mo siyang y minus 1 squared. This is just equal to 64. So 144 plus 4 that is 148 minus 84 it will give 64. Okay, unsa man din na ato ding unsa man din na to? Divide both sides by pila. Divide both sides by to make an ellipse. 64. Okay, very good. Mga maayo naman dahil mo. Mhm. So, divide both sides by 64, it will give kana. Mhm. Nya kana si 16 o 64, naman check ko mo kung atong ilowest term, it will give kana na. Mhm. Aw kanik ang atong major kay si Y. Dito yung kanita. Lahira siya sa katong previous nga slide. Oy, 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 oy. Wa na, kita na. What is our center? Negative 3-1. Okay, very good. Dili na mga tanang negative 3-1, no? Kabalo naman mo ani class. This is negative 3-1. Taking the opposite sign. Negative 3-1. Okay. What is our major? What is our major kuan? Major axis. This is vertical line, no? Vertical. Dili lang ta maingon og y class. Vertical. Pwede, sige, may nga, i-consider na to ang y na lang po. Pero, pag pangutan ko ang equation niya, dili y, no? I think it is x equals 4 or x equals 3. Kung kana din na ang kuha na ang major equation kana balik paana na siya cross i-cross na nato class feel na ko lang ha oh if I will be asking the what is the equation kung ana siya what is the equation of the major axis x equals 3 okay since our kuan kana sa tawag na our a is dako 16 so automatically major axis kana equation ko ang pangutana equation kung kani po this is our minor axis kung ang equation sa minor axis y equals 1 ato ra ni makita so tanawa lagi x equals negative 3 vertical siya so our major axis is negative 3 kay kana man siya i-cross lagi na ninyo class so our major axis is x equals negative 3 which is vertical vertical ha vertical ay magkalibog the vertices, so since this is our a squared, it's just equal to 16. So therefore, what is our a? What is our a? 4. Okay, very good, Fiona. Daghanin na makag 10 points, Fiona. Okay. So, 4 man siya. Since our kuan class, sanawa ha, since our center is negative 3, 1, and the major, ang kabaluman ta nga, ang atong major axis is x equals negative 3 vertical. So, meaning pataas siya. Pataas, no? So, what would be the vertices of our kuan? What are the coordinates of the vertices? Major vertices. Mag-plus rag kag 4, no? Negative, sakto, no? 1 plus 4. Di ba? Pila man? What are the coordinates? I-add na nimo si 1 ug 4 kay so negative 3, 5 og si kana si 1 no kani i-add ra na nimo 1 ug 4. Nya. So negative 3, 5 unyang isa minusan din na to si 1 minus 4. So negative 3, negative 3. I think mo nang coordinates. Tanawan lang ko na nato be. Mao lagi. Mao lagi. Kana. Negative 3, negative 3, and negative 3, 5. Sunod. What is our minor axis class? So what is our minor axis? So the formula ay the equation y equals 1 that is horizontal. Kay kani man mo this is our minor man. Okay, mo man atong minor, di ba? This is minor niya. Kuha din na dira, i-cross na nimo. So y equals 1, taking the opposite sign. Muna. So since our kuan, our b is 4, b squared is 4, di ba? Our b squared is 4. What would be our b? What would be our b? 2. Very good, Karil. So 2 siya. Positive and negative 2. Since our tanawa minor axis, the equation of our minor axis is y equals 1 sa horizontal man siya, class. Horizontal, unya kabalo man ta nga atong center is negative 3. So dito ta mo focus sa kay horizontal man, kinsa si horizontal, si x or si y? Kinsa si horizontal, si x. So focus lang ta sa 3. Kay kani si negative 3 kay x man na. Si x man na. So negative 3 plus 2. Pila man si negative 3 plus 2, class? Negative 1, no? So therefore, negative 1. Negative 3 plus 2, negative 1. So therefore, our coordinates is negative 1, 1. Ang isa pod, negative 3, plus 2, pila man? Negative 3 minus 2, negative 5, 1. Ana. Atong itanawon. Mao gyud. Sige, let's proceed sa plotting. So ang foci class, pila ang foci class? Our C is equal to, since our A squared is, kuan man siya, pila tong is 16. 16 minus 4. Pila man si 16 minus 4? 16 minus 4 si 12. You're taking the square root. Pila naman? C is equal to kana. Square root of 12. Pwede po, positive and negative 2 square root of 3 because kani 4 times 3 man na. Di ba tong answer kagana ka square root of 12 niya? Since square root of 12 can be we have two factors for the kuan kanang 12 nga perfect square ang isa. So 4 times this, so napagawas nato si 2 o si 4, nahimo siyang 2, square root of 4 is 2, so it would become C kana. What are the coordinates? Ang coordinates kaning coordinates niya, class. Kana, unang coordinates. This is along kuan. Diri pa-vertical siya. Kaya naman ang major axis nato is vertical man. So atong i-graph, class. Okay, unsa gyud center? Negative 3, 1. So asa man si negative 3, 1? Negative 3, 1 lies under what quadrant? Okay, negative 3, 1 lies under what quadrant? 2. Very good, clean. Okay, very good. That's correct. That is quadrant 2. So na siya diri na? Negative 3, 1. This is negative 3, 1. Unya, kanihan, paminaw nga kani, negative 3 nga line, o kani. Okay, kani nga line, negative 3, pa-vertical. Unya, kani, pa horizontal ni siya. This is our minor. Ang sa dato major na to, class. Ang major na to, kay si Y, si vertical man, no? Kani si vertical. Kay mas dako man si 16 kaysa sa 4. So, unsa atong equation ani? Atong major axis. Unsa atong equation? This is, pila man ni?
Y equals 1.
Major axis. No. But x equals negative 3. Vertical man. Na? X equals negative 3 man eh. X equals Jancel. X, dili not Y. X equals negative 3 ni siya. X, okay. Very good. Okay, vertical man ang atong major axis, pa-vertical nga. Ang equation doon niya kay x equals negative 3. Okay, dili po nato makita si major vertices. So, kinsa man atong major vertices? Kanang negative 3, and negative 3, 5. Okay, asa man na-locate? Okay, kana, mo na, okay. This is kuan, 4 units. 4 units ni class. 4 units, kanang 4 units man. Tanawa 16. 16 man na. 16 niya. B, no, this is A squared is equal to 16. Therefore, our A is 4. So, this is 4 units. 4 units, maganda siya. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units ni siya. Kani po diri 4 units po ni. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kinsa man nga coordinates, kato sa negative 3, o sa negative 3, 5. Very good. Kinsa man si kani class. Kinsa man atong minor axis. Horizontal, vertical, minor axis. Horizontal, vertical, minor axis class. Si horizontal. Okay. Kinsa man ning equation si horizontal? Kinsa ni siya? Y equals 1. Okay, very good, Kathleen. This is y equals 1, horizontal. O dira po na to i-plot si minor vertices. Kinsa man si minor vertices? Kani, sa negative 5, 1. Pila ka units? Since 4 man ni class, 2 ka units, no? So, 2 ra ni ka units, class. Mag-iap tag 2. 1, 2. Dira makitaan si kuan. Sa pikas pod 1, 2. Kinsa man ang coordinates? Okay. Mo ni siya nga coordinates. Sa negative 5, 1 o sa negative 1, 1. Unya, kana, ana siya, kana class. Unya, ang foci, asa makitaan? Sa vertical line or sa horizontal line? Sa vertical. Very good. Alay ka Gavino. Sa verti daw, sa man ang verti? Vertices? But vertical. So consider. Okay, so nakita to si foci. Mana na class? May pangutana? Ala, wala na to na-cover si kung anong eccentricity. Okay. Okay, kaya ni-take note na lang ida eccentricity class. Ang eccentricity, what is the formula for getting the eccentricity class? Eccentricity is just E is equal to pila man to? Unsa man to? I will give 10 points. Oh no. 20 points kay katong kinsa naminaw kaganiha ako naman nag-state kaganiha eccentricity E is equal to pila man C over A. Wow, very good, Fiona. That is C over A. Okay, that is C over A. Okay. C over A daw. No, C over A. Very good. Kani nga kuan. Kinsa gatong foci class? Si C is our foci no. Unya atong A kay si vertex. Unya kay ang C nato kay kuan man siya oy. I-compute ra ninyo class B. Kinsa tong C diri ah? Mangita ta. Kanino? Kani man atong C. Asa man tong cursor? Pila tong C diri nga problem? Kana nga problem is kinsa tong C? Kani nga problem class, pila tong C? Kani. Kani man na mo man ang C na to kani. Oh no. Ang C na to diri
Paano man to, sir? 2 plus minus square root of 3.
correct. Oo,
Yes,
correct
sir.
kani. Mangitatag ka ng mga whole number B. Nitatag whole number nga C. Ay para dito ta mo point sa atong eccentricity. Ngita ta. Para inyo ma-imagine kung sa meaning nga ng eccentricity. Basta ang eccentricity mo na siya ang kadakuon sa iyang ipag-elongate. Nawala na hinuon ni. Actually, gigutom na ako class. Kamot ng yapon ka. Kani, 25 minus 6, 9. Pila tayo sa 25 minus 9 class? 16? Paningog mo, be. Di na asa mo comment. Turn on your microphone. Okay. Si 25
Sir.
minus 9, 16. 16. Okay. So what is our C? Pila tong C? C squared ba ng 16? Kinsa matong C? Si 4.
4.
Okay, very good. Si 4. Since our C is 4, what is our A from this problem? Ang A atong problem, ang kaning problem, pila tong A? A lang hanat A squared.
5, sir.
Okay, 5. Kunya ka atong eccentricity kay C over A man daw, so 4 over 5. Okay, kani. Okay. C over A man ni kani kana. Okay, kung C over A, this is 4 over 5. Pila man na si 4 over 5 in decimal class?
0.8,
0.8.
sir.
0.8? O, lagi 0.8 man ano? Okay. Kani siya 0.8 kung kani mo na yung distance magini o kani nga distance. Kani nga distance sa ingon ana. So gamay ra siya pagka-elongate. So kung diri daw nato ibutang i-compute ko na ninyo kung ang C na to is 1. What if our C is 1, B? Kung E na to, eccentricity is equal to C over A, kanya itong, from this problem kung atong C na to is 1, over ang atong kwan is 5, kinsa man na si 1 over 5, pila man na in decimal? 1 over 5. 0.2?
0.2.
Oo, 0.2, no? So meaning, mm, pag ana din ana. Mo na ni siya. Kung dako ang atong okay, the farther daw, tanawa ha, the farther ang foci niya, kay si foci magibasihan class. Okay, the farther the foci nga, kay nga kung mas layo si foci sa center class, meaning mas elongated siya. Nakuha ninyo? Nakuha ninyo? Kaning red color, kung ato ni siyang ibutang dinhi a class, kani dira so meaning si major vertex maabot po diri So elongated siya ang iyang ellipse. Elongated. Nakuha ninyo? Okay. Kung si foci mas duol siya sa center, kung nasa diri dapita, mas duol sa center. So meaning ang vertex niya duol na po na siya. So meaning it will form a circle. Approaching to circle. Nakuha ninyo wala. Mao na ang concept sa eccentricity class. Sa tugingan sa eccentricity, kung the farther ang foci, maunsa man siya, ang ellipse,
Mas elongated,
ma
sir.
elongated. Okay,
Elongated,
very
sir.
good. Correct hinoon. Correct. Kani, kung the farther the foci daw, sa center, mas elongated ang atong ellipse. So meaning, kung near ang foci sa atong center, ang atong ellipse, it
Form
will,
siya circle,
it,
sir.
okay, approaching to circle, but not really circle. Dili gina mahitabo pud nga circle kay mahitabo lang na siya nga circle kung si C ug si A equivalent. Kung natay C ug A dira si C ug si A daw equivalent siya, the same distance, kamo atong radius, therefore circle siya. Okay. So mo na ang concept sa eccentricity, no? The farther siya ang foci sa center na may Giselle Paula. Can you turn off? Okay, so the farther, turn off your microphone. The farther ang iyang, ang foci sa center, elongated. Unya, kung near siya sa center, approaching to circle. May pangutana, wala. So, okay na tingali. Uy, class, before ta before ta mag-end, kadiyot lang ni. Nako gipasa dito nga kuan kanang sana reviewer ninyo sa Ellipse. Okay, very good. Kadiyot lang gid kaayo client. Nako gipasa dito ang kuan nga SLM sa kuan sa inyo ha. Unya inyo tong i-download kasi inyo tong tun-an. Unya kung magpa-quiz ko sa inyo ha sa Google Forms ang gahapon, it will be submitted. The deadline is on Sunday. Class will be on Sunday. Unya ang inyong i-answer kung magkuan na is number only ha. Dili na mo example kung pangita ko na to dito as eccentricity. Kung gipangita di na mo mag-ingon dito di na mo mag-ingon dito C over A. So na answer ha. Na ipangutana wala.
None, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, goodbye everyone. Okay, goodbye everyone.
Sir, you will post this in your
Thank
YouTube
you, sir.
channel, sir.
Oo. Tomorrow na ako mag-post.
Sige, sir. Thank
Create
you.
ako question. Okay, goodbye everyone.
Hi, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
Hala ka, sorry kay nagklase ko gikan sir. Pasensya jud kaayo sir.
Salamat, sir.
Pwede naman sir, nakapangayon naman ako ng sir Dante before sir, no? Pwede na ko katungkuan sir, for sir akong pangayon sir? Hindi, mag-agad ka sa work experience sheet. Si forma na, sir. Kato na sa PDS? Oo, oo. Yes po. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. CS, okay, CSC work experience sheet. Okay niya. Ako to i-fill out tanta na yun. Ipasa na ko din. Kasi pwede ko mangita o pwede ko mga yes po. Kung asa man ako i-send, sir. Oo. Okay po. Asa man ako ipasa, sir? Okay po. Okay po. Okay. Okay. Sir, magkaon sa survey.